Okay, Jay asks, checking with you on the dollar yen H1 and H4 time frame. Is it possible for a short buy momentum? Yeah, I think just now I kind of mentioned that briefly as well, right? If you're looking, I mean, I'm still expecting this to go up a little bit. Okay, this entire move here is still essentially a corrective structure. Whether this is going to be a triangle or not, it's really hard to say, right? So again, whether is it a trade worth considering, there are multiple factors, okay? And one of the key factors to consider obviously is the risk to reward ratio, okay? And ask the question to yourself, is this trade worth taking the risk? Okay, and of course when we talk about risk here, is the trade worth it or not? It's not just about monetary risk, it's not just about your capital risk, right? There's another aspect that a lot of traders don't put enough emphasis on or even not aware of, is your mental capital. Okay, what I mean by mental capital is when you take a trade, just visualize this, right? If today you are 100% focused, right? You are like at your peak performance, and let's say that's 100%. Okay, now if today you put in a trade, then naturally you will not be in your 100% anymore, right? Because you will need to take a portion of that focus onto the trade that you are taking, right? So if today you, let's say every time you take a trade, you need to sacrifice 20% of your focus on the mental capital, then imagine today, you take a trade on dollar yen, right? 20% of the focus is being put on there, right? You're investing your mental capital into that trade as well. Then maybe because of that, okay, you may be distracted for better opportunities, right? You may miss out on maybe better opportunities because you're now involved in a trade on dollar yen. Okay, so the question that you always want to ask yourself is it worth taking, not just from a monetary reward point of view, right? But it's also more of like, mentally, would you want to be invested in this trade? Okay, so that's something to also consider, right? Beyond the usual risk management perspective. So to me, this is kind of the trade that I will not be interested in, right? Simply because, number one, of course, the upside potential is not huge. To me, I categorize this kind of a buy here as something that if really I have nothing else, then maybe I want to invest a little bit of time to look at it. But most of the time in the market, we would have sufficient opportunities that are better than setups like that for me, right? So hopefully that kind of give you an idea in terms of what to look out for. Okay, so I can't give you an answer whether is it worth or not, right? Because everyone is different. Your time frame, your horizon might be also very, very different, right? You might be happy to take maybe 20, 50 pips in a shorter time frame period. Then that's very, very doable, right? Because you can see where we are right now to potentially at 151. We have about 50 pips, right? So again, you need to make that decision from your own perspective, right? So I hope that helps.